Okay, I didn't know. Welcome to the campus of Utah State University and the D. Glenn Smith Spectrum for Aggie Gymnastics. Tonight, your Utah State Gymnastics team takes on Centenary College. My name is Chris Ellett. I'm here with former Aggie Susie Miller. And Susie, how do you feel about this year's team?
They look really good. I went and saw their blue and white a couple weeks ago, and they really put it on, and they showed us some great stuff.
Okay, sounds good. We're waiting for the Aggies to line up for their introductions, and we'll get that to you shortly.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the floor your 2016 Aggie Gymnastics team. A freshman from San Antonio, Texas, Emily Briones.
And here come our Aggies. First, freshman from San Antonio, Texas, Emily Briones. A freshman from Rexburg, Idaho, Madison Ward.
A sophomore from Kenosha, Wisconsin, Melanie Oster.
A sophomore from Kenosha, Wisconsin, Melanie Oster.
From Carlsbad, California, Michelle Yasukochi.
A senior from Carlsbad, California, Michelle Yasukochi.
From Wheaton, Illinois, Haley Sanzati.
A junior from Wheaton, Illinois, Haley Sanzati.
A junior from Kearney, Missouri, Bailey McIntyre.
A junior from Kearney, Missouri, Bailey McIntyre.
A sophomore from Salt Lake City, Utah, Brielle Mulestein.
A sophomore from Salt Lake City, Utah, Brielle Mulestein.
A freshman from Hiram, Utah, Sarah Patterson.
A freshman from Hiram, Utah, Sarah Patterson.
A junior from Magna, Utah, Charlie.
A junior from Magna, Utah, Charlie Belliston.
A senior from Warren, Michigan, Miranda.
A senior from Warren, Michigan, Miranda Kerr.
A senior from Ormond Beach, Florida, Jill Chappell.
A senior from Ormond Beach, Florida, Jillian Chappell.
A senior from Largo, Florida, Destiny Ezell.
A senior from Largo, Florida, Destiny Ezell.
A junior from Norman, Oklahoma, Katie Brown.
A junior from Norman, Oklahoma, Katie Brown.
A freshman from Lawrence, Kansas, Natalie Rainbolt.
A freshman from Lawrence, Kansas, Natalie Rainbolt.
A senior from Kimberly, Idaho, Mackenzie
A senior from Kimberly,
Martinez.
Idaho, Mackenzie Martinez.
A redshirt sophomore from Fort Collins, Colorado, Carrie
A sophomore from
Peel.
Fort Collins, Colorado, Carrie Peel.
A sophomore from Las Vegas, Nevada.
A sophomore from Las Vegas, Nevada, Miranda Holmes.
And a senior from Georgetown, Texas.
And a senior from Georgetown, Texas, Joanna Cuba. The Aggies are coached by Natalie Walsh. She's in her third season, assisted by Josh Nielsen and Andy Delinsky Webb.
Mackenzie Jensen and trained by Kristen Gollifon. Bailey McIntyre.
And leading off is Bailey McIntyre with her first vault. What did you see there, Susie?
That was a pretty good start for Utah State right there. She just piked down a little bit, but besides that, it looked really, really good.
Looked like a solid landing.
Yep.
So we'll move on. And now we're going to the uneven bars. Casey Hood will lead off for Centenary. And next up for the Aggies, back to the vault, Haley Sanzotti.
Next up for your Aggies on vault, Haley Sanzotti.
That looked pretty solid.
Yeah, that was good. I know she's been working really hard in the gym on that, so that really pays off.
Yeah, it sure does. Okay, next up on the parallel bars for Centenary, Megan Deschardins. So back to the vault, Susie. What are we looking for to make for the perfect vault?
Well, a stick is the biggest thing.
Right.
That really seals the deal for the vault. Just good form and height. Height is a big thing on the vault, and you don't want to have your chest down because that will really deduct you.
Okay.
Judges really look at that one.
All right, we'll look for that in the upcoming vault. But first, Megan Deschardins on the uneven parallel bars. Next up for the Aggies, Miranda Hone.
Miranda Hall.
A little under rotation there.
Yeah, this is a new vault for her this year, so it's good she went out there and did it, and it looked pretty good. She
Yeah.
just had a little chest down, but besides that, it looked good.
Okay. And next up for Centenary College on the uneven parallel bars will be Noelle Stubbs.
Next up on the uneven bars for Centenary College, Noelle Stubbs.
Nice landing there.
Yeah, pretty clean routine over there.
Next up for the Aggies on vault, Jill Chapel.
Jillian Chappell up next for the Aggies on the vault. Lots of height, decent landing. What do you think?
Yeah, that was awesome. She's been working really hard on that too, and from last year to this year, she's just killing it on vault.
It's great. And next for Centenary on the bars, Ashley White. A little trouble early.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty clean routine besides the fall.
And next up for the Aggies, Michelle Yasakochi. Solid. What do you think?
Yeah, that was really good. It looks like she's improved on it a lot since last year. That was really nice vault.
Yeah, it seemed like they all had pretty solid vaults there.
Yeah.
That'll do it for the Aggies. I'm not sure if they have any more on the bars. I don't believe so. That will do it for the first rotation, and we'll be back to review the scores after these messages. Welcome back to the D. Glenn Smith Spectrum. We have the scores, unofficial scores for the first rotation, and the Aggies lead with a score of 48.3. Centenary has 45.175. The Aggies on the vault were led by Mackenzie Martinez with a 9.750, Jillian Chappelle with a 9.700, also Miranda Hone 9.575, Bailey McIntyre had a 9.625, Haley Sanzotti with a 9.45, and Michelle Yasakochi with a 9.65. The two top ones, Susie, what did you see for those scores?
They both did Yurchenko fulls, and they both looked awesome. They were really high, and they had, I think they both had a little hop in there, but their chest was up. And the crazy thing about this year is that Yurchenko fulls don't start from a 10.0, they start from a 9.95 this year.
That's good to know. I don't think a lot of people knew that.
The only one that started from a 10.0 was Miranda Hone.
Okay, good to
know. So, yeah, they've been doing awesome.
And we're set for the second rotation. Aggies will be on the uneven parallel bars, starting with Miranda Hone, followed by Charlie Belliston, Bailey McIntyre, Melanie Oster, Mackenzie Martinez, Joanna Cuba, and Brielle Muhlstein. And first up for Centenary on the vault was Taylor Lamole. She'll be followed by Aspen Hatley, Kelly Slater, Noelle Stubbs, Ashley White, and Elizabeth Sander.
And first on the bars for the Aggies, Miranda Hone.
And now first up for the Aggies on the bars will be Miranda Hone. So Susie, what do we want to keep our eye on here on the bars? I think it's the most exciting event, high flying. I think the fans enjoy this one most of all.
Yep, the releases are big, which is really cool to look out for, and those stick landings, that's what we're always looking for, is those sticks. So hopefully some of the girls can pull it out tonight.
Okay, we'll see what's next here. Miranda Hone is due up.
First on the ball for Centenary will be Taylor Lamole.
Okay, here's the official first vault for Centenary, Taylor Lamole. The others were still practice. And not bad, a little hop.
Yeah, she did a layout and it looked pretty good. Her chest was down just a little bit, but yeah, it looked pretty good besides that.
Yeah. And here we are for the Aggies, Miranda Hone. A little hop, but still solid, right?
Yeah, her bar routine looked really good. Coming from last year and stuff, training every day, really hard on it, and this year she looks way good. I'm really impressed.
They're required certain amount of releases, correct?
Yes.
Depending on their routine, I guess,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next up for Centenary here on the vault will be Aspen Hatley.
Gets tough when there's a lot of downtime.
That's true. That's one of the interesting parts of the sport, right?
Yep, you have to just stay mentally prepared the whole time and be ready to go.
And now we're ready. Here comes Aspen Hatley. What'd you see there?
That ball was really powerful. It looked really good, and it was a really nice laid out position. Just
like
a little hop.
Got some nice elevation on it. And
Yep.
looks like just a little hop there.
Very nice.
And next up for the Aggies, Charlie Belliston. Pretty good there, I'd say.
Yeah, that was really nice. Her release is really awesome, and then right into a pack, it's really pretty to see. Just they've been working on the handstands, but I think they just need a little bit more work on them sometimes.
To get more
all the way
perpendicular, right up and down. That's and then
because they're making it to there, but it just needs a little bit more to be on top.
Something to look forward to for the next one.
Yep.
And now up for Centenary on the vault will be Kelly Slater. Little stump. Looks like she maybe hit the ramp a little late or something.
Yeah, it looked like she was a little high on the vault, so she didn't get her hands to touch the ball at all, so she had no pressure on it to get a good... I think she was probably supposed to do a layout there, but so yeah.
Okay. And Bailey McIntyre now up for the Aggies.
Looks like the judges might be having a judges conference right now on bars. Sometimes that happens when there's a difference in the scores.
It wouldn't be gymnastics without that, right?
Exactly, yep. But there's always got to be a judges conference every once in a while.
Bailey's coming up. She's a junior, but she's been a solid part of the program for her whole career, right?
Yeah, Bailey's been really solid, and she's always been really there for the team, and she's been really good gymnast.
I had to double check. I thought she was a senior because it seems like she's been around forever. But
yeah, I know. Nope, she's only a junior. Yeah, but we train for judges conferences like this when it happens, and we'll wait like a minute or two before we actually do our routines in the gym. So it's really
you
good
practice
training.
for the delays
Yep,
in anticipation of that. Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Just so we're prepared for anything like this.
Yeah. Okay, here's Bailey right now. Wow.
Yeah, that was an awesome routine. She hit those handstands too. She was looking good.
That, other than maybe a little step on the landing, that was near perfect, I would think.
That was really good. She looked really clean on that.
We'll see what that score turns out.
Yeah.
That was, and we're right back to the vault now. No delays at all. Next up is Noelle Stubbs. She got a little more elevation than the prior vaulter. What do you think about that?
Yeah, she did. Sure, her feet were a little flexed, but besides that, it looks really nice. They have some pretty clean layouts on their team.
Okay. And next up for the Aggies on the bars will be Melanie Oster.
Melanie Oster.
She has the go-ahead here now is Melanie Oster. Oh. That has to be the worst part of the bars, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, it is. It's just a bummer just to miss it. It doesn't hurt as bad as people think it does, but
it looks a lot worse than it is.
Yeah.
You miss that and go face down from 10 feet up, it looks worse.
Yep.
That's why there's pads there, right?
Exactly. Yep. You have the mat to catch you, break or fall a little bit.
Oh, that's too bad, though. It's got to be a little frustrating and tough to maybe come back from.
Yeah, it really is. But it happens in the gym, so we kind of know how we need to come back from it and what we need to do.
Yeah. So what kind of detraction will that be from the score then?
I think it's about 5/10 from the score. Yeah.
Right.
So it takes, every fall, it takes a good amount of.
Okay. We'll see if she can come back from it and stick her landing.
Yep.
That's got to be tough to come back and do the same move that she just fell on,
but
right?
it's good when you can make it. It looks better.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
But those happen. And next up on the vault for Centenary will be Ashley White. Decent vault.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Spin at the end even,
Yeah,
right?
so it was the Yurchenko half.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And back to the bars now with the Aggies, Mackenzie Martinez.
Mackenzie's always been a really solid competitor, too. She's done really well the last 3 years she's been here. So, yeah.
Wow. You can tell she's a senior, right?
Yep, that was an awesome routine.
What'd you see there?
That was awesome. Her release is really awesome to watch, and it really catches people off guard, and then her dismount was
the landing, I don't think she moved at all.
Yeah, I think she stuck that. That was really a gorgeous
that
routine.
Might be the high score for her. Let's see.
Yep.
And next on the vault right now, Elizabeth Sander. A little step.
Yeah, she had a little bit of form breaks on that, but it looked pretty good.
All right, that'll do it for the vault for Centenary. And a couple more Aggies on the uneven and parallel bars. Next up, Joanna Cuba.
Joanna Cuba.
Another senior.
Yep, she's always been strong on bars, too. We have a lot of seniors this year.
Yeah. 6 seniors, as a matter of fact. It'll be a long night on senior night.
Yep, that's a big amount.
Wow. She wasn't about to let Mackenzie get all the glory, right? That looked just as good.
Yeah, that was almost a perfect routine. And she's pretty tall for a gymnast, but she uses that to her advantage because she has one of the prettiest lines.
Yeah, I can see there. Well, it'd be interesting to see the 2 scores there because they look very close to perfect.
Yeah, those are both awesome routines. And the good thing is on both of them, they hit their handstands really well. So.
Yes, okay. And we have an exhibition routine now. Brielle Muhlstein for the Aggies on the bars.
Yeah, Brielle was injured all last season too, so it'll be really nice to see how she does.
And this is a perfect way for her to come back with this exhibition routine, right, where she gets judged, doesn't go in the scores, but she gets the experience of having a judged performance, basically, right?
Exactly, and it'll help them kind of get an idea of what she needs to work on more, because it's great to see an outsider's perspective of it.
So the judges will act like this is a real event, although they know it's an exhibition, but they will still judge her the same way, correct?
Yep, they judge her the same way as she would be in lineup.
Right, okay.
So this will be good for her, too, to get out in front of her crowd.
And a pretty good crowd, too.
Yep.
Look good?
Yeah, that was a pretty good routine. A couple form breaks here and there, but besides that, it looked really nice.
Yeah, well, that's good experience for her. Like I said, that's what the exhibition routines are all about.
Yeah, awesome. It's really awesome to see her out there competing all that, too, especially like a hard dismount like a double A. It looked really nice.
That's great. And that concludes rotation 2. We'll be back to review scores and the next balance beam and floor exercises after this break. Welcome back to the D. Glenn Smith Spectrum here on the Utah State University campus. After rotation 2, the Aggies lead with a score of 97.225. Centenary College has a score of 91.825. The Aggies on the bars, Charlie Belliston had a score of 9.7. Joanna Cuba, 9.825. Also Bailey McIntyre with a 9.825. Miranda Hone with a 9.725. And also Mackenzie Martinez with a 9.85. The three top scorers all were very close. What did you see? First Susie Miller had to leave, and we have a new announcer. Former Aggie great Christina Nye is here with us. And Christina, what did you see in the top scorers on the bars?
You know, all in bars is what they're looking for is that execution, knees, toes. Are you hitting your handstands? And most importantly, are you sticking that landing?
Yeah, that was it. The three top scorers all hit their landing, and that was a big part of it. And now we're on to rotation 3. Utah State will be on the balance beam, starting with Carrie Peel, followed by Jillian Chappell, Emily Briones, Mackenzie Martinez, Melanie Oster, Haley Sansotti, and Natalie Rainbow. Centenary will be on the floor, starting with Elizabeth Sandler, followed by Megan DeJarnes, Navia Jordan, Kelly Slater, and Ashley White.
Utah State has a score of 97.225, and Centenary College has a score of 91.825.
Yep, thank you.
First on the beam, the third rotation for Centenary College.
And we'll start on the beam. And first up for Utah State will be Carrie Peel.
Correction for the beam for Utah State will be Carrie Peel.
This will be Carrie's first appearance tonight. So what are we looking for on the beam? Obviously staying on the beam is first and foremost.
Stay on the beam, and also how well can you perform this routine?
And stick the landing as well. I guess on every event that's a big part of it. And here we are with Carrie Peel. Solid routine. What did you see there, Christina?
She had an awesome routine. Solid landing on the back handspring layout, step out. Great form on that. Also, her leap, your leap has to hit 180 degrees, and which it did. So it was awesome routine. Good stuck landing. Looked very, very clean.
Okay, we'll see if the score reflects that. And now to the floor. First up for Centenary College will be Elizabeth Sander. A few little slips in there, but what did you?
Overall, pretty good. She looked like she had good, nice, fun routine. She had awesome landings. Other than that last one, which was just a little under rotation.
Okay.
Overall, not a bad routine.
All right. And back to the bars. The beam. And next up for the Aggies, Jillian Chappell. Solid routine.
A couple bobbles here and there in between those leap series. They will take a couple off for that not being connected. But other than that, a pretty solid routine. Good landings and good form. She has come a long way on beam. Yep.
All right.
She's done an awesome job.
Okay, back to the floor. Next up, Megan Desjardins. What'd you see there, Christina?
You know, from the first tumbling pass, it was a little bit short. What makes her routine is how well can you bounce back from those. She had very nice lines and looked like she could have had a very nice routine.
Okay. And next up for the Aggies on the balance beam, Emily Briones. Very solid.
Wow, that was an awesome routine. What starts a routine off is how confident can you look? How can you take the judge's eyes from your feet to your face?
Interesting.
So far.
And she's just a freshman too, right?
Yeah, very, very confident in herself, and it paid off today.
Yeah,
that was an
solid
awesome
landing, too.
routine.
That looked good. We'll see what that score brings.
So far, the Aggies are looking pretty good on beam.
Yeah, always a tough one, right? They're always the chance of a fall seems difficult to stay up there.
it's all mental. You can do it physically, but it's all in your head. If you can stay on the beam, you can.
Right.
You just need to believe that you can, and you will.
That's why you practice.
That is why you practice.
All right, back to the floor for Centenary College. Navia Jordan. Pretty solid.
Yeah, that first pass was awesome. She had great height. That's what they're looking for, is the height on that double pike and the landing. You can only have one step out of that landing, and she did great. Her dance was amazing.
Yeah, that looked good. Okay, back for the Aggies. Mackenzie Martinez on the beam. Another decent landing and decent routine for Mackenzie.
Perfect layout step out. A slight wobble on the leap will take a little bit for that, but other than that, a pretty solid routine. One thing that you'll see in every beam routine is it's a requirement ever since you're little that you have a 360 degree turn on one foot on the beam, and that can be a bugger sometimes.
That's something to be aware of. I did not realize that.
Every girl has that in their routine.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. So Mackenzie's the only Aggie on the all around, and she's got a good meet going so far.
Yeah, she's looking good, looking real good. She's usually pretty solid.
One of the 6 seniors on the Aggies this year, and it has shown in some of her routines. That experience. And now back to the floor. Kelly Slater due up for Centenary.
Looks like they are having a judges conference. That's
Yeah.
when both of the judges, you have a start value. So determining how high your skills are in your routine on a ranking basis. You can start from a 9, a 9, or a 10.
Uh-huh.
And that's what they're trying to decide if that last girl got all of her requirements to start at a 10. That's when they will come together and talk to each other about why they didn't give her credit or if they did give her credit.
And I found that interesting that Susie earlier tonight said that during your practices, you actually plan around these delays
Yeah.
to stay mentally ready and having to deal with the ups and downs and all the downtime.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of downtime in these events for sure as the judges decide and have to coordinate and get everything right. And also you're talking about the 9 versus 10. It seems like most people just assume everything's a 10, but that's not correct, right?
No, you have to have a certain amount of skill difficulty in your routine to start at a 10 or a 9. But yeah, having those judges conference really can mess with you. It's just like in football when the other team calls a timeout
Right, or-
before the kicker kicks, icing the kicker,
Right, yeah.
icing the gymnast a little bit.
And here we are back to the floor with Kelly Slater.
On beam is how high can you get up off the beam in your leaps.
Okay.
But pretty clean routine.
Yeah. Well, they've all been clean. I don't think Aggies have had I don't want to jinx anybody yet, but
No,
so far so good. I won't even say it.
They've been pretty good, pretty solid.
And back to the floor now will be Centenary's final participant on the floor, Ashley White.
That was always the worst moment as a gymnast, waiting there, waiting to be,
Thinking you're ready to go,
Yeah.
and you say, not yet, not yet, not
yep, just
Yeah.
waiting for them to say go is always a fun time. Your stomach's going crazy, and it's always a good time. One thing with this floor at Utah State is if you stay tight on it, it will take you anywhere you want to go.
So different floors at different arenas?
They're all different.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's something I would have never thought of.
The bounce is different.
Yeah, it takes something. So it's a home floor advantage.
Exactly.
All right, and here is Ashley White. And that was Ashley White. That's the final performance for Centenary College on the floor. What'd you see there, Christina?
Pretty good. One thing about floor is you got to love your routine, and it really looked like she loved her routine. Awesome passes, good landings.
Okay, and quickly back to the beam. Haley Sanzotti for the Aggies. Looks like another solid routine.
Yeah, little bobble on the series. It'll take up a couple tenths, but she has beautiful lines, beautiful dance, and she really knows how to show off that routine. Looked awesome.
That was solid. Another solid landing, too. So all we have left is an exhibition routine, which means had no falls on the beam. That's
very
always
impressive.
A good thing, right?
That makes a coach happy.
So one exhibition routine for the Aggies, Natalie Rainbolt.
Exhibition is always a good spot for those that are just on the cut, on the borderline of being in the lineup. They just need a little bit more experience under a little bit of pressure. So we'll see how she can do under this.
Just being a freshman, these are always good. And as Susie mentioned earlier, it is a good way to practice with the feel of an actual event. Judges are judging the same way, yet it doesn't count, but you get the experience.
Right. See if she can do well under pressure.
Keep the no-fall streak going here.
Let's hope.
There it is. Good thing it's exhibition.
Yeah. So she will have to do that skill again in order to get that connection.
I see.
And there it is. In that connection, you have to keep your arms moving. Not a
Solid
bad-
landing other than the one fall. Pretty solid.
Other than that, pretty good. She has very, very good form. Her lines are very pretty. I haven't seen very much flex feet from her, so that's another thing they're looking for is how long can you keep your feet pointed and can you keep your feet or your legs straight?
Uh-huh. All right. That's what exhibition routines are all about. They're getting the experience. That concludes rotation 3. We'll be back for the 4th and final rotation and a review of the scores after this break. And welcome back to the Spectrum here on the Utah State University campus. At the end of 3 rotations, Utah State leads 146.100 to Centenary's score of 137.650. The Aggies had a really nice beam routine, all of them. Carrie Peel had Emily Briones had a 9.8. She was very solid. Jillian Chappell had a 9.475. Mackenzie Martinez, going on all around, she had a 9.775. Melanie Oster a 9.825, and Carrie Peel a 9.775. What did you see, Christina, on the beam for the Aggies that stood out?
You know, they all looked pretty solid. The only thing that stood between them were how well did you finish, how soon did you finish, how the little things, toes pointed, landings, chest up, you know, those things are all the little things that they're taking off.
Right.
Some of them are within less than tenths of each other.
Yeah, pretty solid all around for sure, and no falls, which is very important, obviously.
Very impressive.
And for Centenary on the floor, Megan Desjardins had an 8.35, Navia Jordan a 9.525, Elizabeth Sander with a 9.05, Kelly Slater at 9.35, and Ashley White at 9.55. And for our final routine, Utah State will be on the floor starting with Jillian Chappell, followed by Carrie Peel, Emily Briones, Kinsey Martinez, Haley Sanzotti, Bailey McIntyre, and Destiny Ezel. And Centenary will be on the balance beam starting with Ashley White, followed by Noelle Stubbs, Elizabeth Sander, Casey Hood, Kelly Slater, and Megan Desjardins. First up for Centenary College will be Ashley White.
First on beam for Centenary College will be Ashley White.
So, Christina, what was your favorite event?
Well, it's a kind of a mix between bars and floor. Bars is, you know, exciting because
I think bars are the fan favorites because of the potential and the high flying leaps and releases.
It's very fun. You know, you let go of the bar, you catch it again,
and the floor gives you a little more opportunity to freestyle it, right? Do your own thing, kind of.
The floor is just your time, literally, to shine.
And
you know,
less restrictions on the floor.
Yep.
Correct?
Yeah, they still have requirements they must do. They all have. You have to do a leap that hits 180 degrees with a connection to a different jump that hits 180 degrees also. They all have that same full turn in their that they had in their beam routine, in their floor routine also. It's another requirement. And then just based on their the difficulty of the skills is how they start at a 10 or not.
Right. Okay. Good to know. And like we said, we will start with the balance beam here shortly with Ashley White.
One thing that Natalie does really well on floor is with dance. She's really big into dance, and you have to love your routine, really love it, and really show it off to the crowd. The people who come to support you, this is for them. This is who you're showing it off to, is that crowd.
It seems like it's the gymnasts' favorite themselves is the floor routine because they get to express themselves a little more.
Yeah, you can step out of your shell a lot better on floor than you can on bars.
Yeah. Usually don't fall off the floor.
Only if you go out of bounds.
And here we are with our first beam routine is Ashley White.
Not a bad routine.
One little wobble, but she saved it.
Couple wobbles here and there, but she stayed on the beam, and that's most important.
And first up for the Aggies on the floor will be Jillian Chappell. Looks like she may have stepped out of bounds once.
She did step out, but she has great height on all of her skills. They're very clean. She had good landings except for that second pass that went out of bounds just a little bit. Other than that, she showed the crowd what they wanted to see and had an awesome routine.
Yeah, looked good.
Good dance.
She looked like she enjoyed doing it, too.
Yeah.
And back to the beam now. Next up for Centenary College will be Noelle Stubbs.
Not a bad routine.
Yeah, what'd you see there?
You know, she had a nice save on that jump. She has great lines. She's a very tall gymnast. Beautiful, beautiful gymnast. Just a couple little breaks.
Okay, now back to the floor for the Aggies. Carrie Peel. Very good.
Good, solid routine. The only thing that I would watch are those feet, the little stumbles after the tumbling passes, and other than that, that's pretty dang good.
Good height on a couple of the passes.
Very good
right?
height. Her leaps were beautiful. Good dance routine. She did an awesome job.
And back to the balance beam now for Centenary, Elizabeth Sander. Solid dismount. Other than that, what'd you see?
Little wobbles here and there, chest down a little bit on the leaps, but a pretty good routine. She has very clean form. It's what they're looking for, and good solid routine.
All right, back to the floor now for the Aggies. Emily Briones.
This is her first collegiate meet on the floor.
That's going to be exciting.
College is a lot different from club because you're a part of a team. You're not competing individually.
Oh, I never thought of that, yes.
It's
One little stumble at the end there, but other than that, fairly solid.
That'll take up a few tenths, but her first pass was pretty much deductionless from what I can see.
And just
Legs
a freshman,
together,
too.
yeah. Beautiful, beautiful routine. She danced it and she showed it off well. It
She
was
might
great.
be a star of the future for sure. And now back to the balance beam. Next up for Centenary College, Casey Hood. What'd you see there? A couple slips.
A couple slips, but you know, nerves can get to you, and that will take care of itself by just a little bit more experience. And other than that, she can set herself up for a good routine.
And now back for the Aggies on the floor. Mackenzie Martinez is the only Aggie. She's the only Aggie participating in the all-around, and she's had a good meet so far. We'll see if she can continue and have a solid floor routine.
Mackenzie is a pretty powerful tumbler.
Yeah.
Ever since I was a teammate with her, she's been always fun to work with, fun to watch, and we'll see how she can perform tonight.
She's had a good night so far. See if she can finish it off.
Mackenzie Martinez.
What'd you see there?
Great routine
Stina?
from Mackenzie. She had very controlled landings on those two back passes. A little short on the last pass, but that won't eat too much. That won't take too much of deduction. But other than that, a pretty solid routine, pretty good performance. And
She is leading the all-around, and that certainly won't hurt her there
no,
with that routine.
it looks pretty good for her.
And back to the beam now for Centenary College, Kelly Slater. Just seen her routine, a little short on the
A little
dismount.
short on the dismount, a couple wobbles here and there, but had a pretty good flow to it. That's one thing you want to watch for on beam is how well can she go from one skill to the next. Does she take big breaks? Other than that, she did an awesome job.
Okay. And now up for the Aggies on the floor. Haley Sanzotti. What'd you think of that routine?
Haley has always been a performer. That is what she lives, sleeps, eats, dreams to do, perform.
It showed. She looked like she was really having fun.
She really gets into that routine, and it makes it enjoyable for herself and for everybody watching.
Big smile the whole time.
Yep, and awesome landings. That's what they're looking for, is how well can you land those. Pretty solid routine.
And back to the beam now for Centenary College. Their final participant, Megan Desjardins. Couple slips. What else you see?
She had to repeat that for handspring because she didn't get that connection, but she did a great job connecting it. She did grab the bottom of the beam with her feet, or the things that hold up the beam. She did grab that with her feet, so that does count as a fall, unfortunately. But
well, that counts as actually falling off the beam.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
That is a fall. But other than that, a pretty good routine. She can just get a little bit more height on that front toss. She'll be fine.
Okay. And back to the floor now. In the anchor position for the Aggies, Bailey McIntyre. We do have a exhibition routine following this, but Bailey McIntyre will be the final score for the Aggies.
Bailey has always been a crowd pleaser. That's what she loves to do, and I think she has a new floor routine for us tonight.
I was saying earlier, it seems like she's been around forever. I can't believe she's only a junior.
I know.
Playing to the crowd. A little short on the one pass, but other than that, very solid.
That's a new first pass since last year. I haven't seen her twisting, but looked pretty clean. Nice solid landing. Second pass was a little bit low. That's why she was a little bit short and had to take that step backwards. It is a little bit more of a deduction if you step backwards than if you step forwards.
It's definitely a crowd favorite. She was enjoying the following of the cheerleaders over there and having a great time. So one more event here, one more exhibition event will be Destiny Ezel for the Aggies, and that will be it after that. A solid performance. What else did you see?
Little chest down on the first pass, little under rotation, but other than that, pretty good routine. The last pass, the hardest pass of all, was a very, very clean. Chest was up, good feet, looked very good.
Good experience. That's what the exhibitions are about. And that will conclude. We'll be back with the final unofficial scores after this break.
That concludes our
Nice job.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.